afternoon, everybody. Ponylover1989 here, and welcome to another reaction episode. Well, my YouTube still have a few more hours left, a couple more hours left till I can upload again. But the video you're about to see will be uploaded tomorrow, 'cause like I said, Something Different 765 suggested me to react to another review, another cartoon review, and this is by the mysterious Mr. Enner, and it's called Animated Atrocities 55, Shorty McShorts. And in the description it says, "Here is one of Disney's biggest disappointments." And it's not that I'm just a huge fan of Disney movies and TV shows and animation, but how is Shorty McShorts good? Well, let's find out. And I don't know how many parts there. It's supposed to be in 2 parts for me to react. So anyway, here we go in 3, 2, 1, and
Thanksgiving is a slasher.
oh, I've seen that trailer. The Thanksgiving movie. It's a horror slasher film. I watched it once, and my reaction, holy cow, that would scare me for life. So, skip ad.
Disney's worst animated show.
I don't know what is. Shorty McShorts. Try saying that 5 times fast. Actually, don't, because that'd be stupid. Shorty McShorts was
Stupid.
Disney's answer to shows like What a Cartoon and Oh Yeah Cartoons.
What a Cartoon and Oh Yeah Cartoons.
The problem is that most of these were horrible. Only one of them got an actual series, and that was on a completely different network. And since they're all about 5 minutes long, I'm going to take them all out in one video. What are we waiting for?
Usually these cartoons ran for 6 or 7 minutes. Just like What a Cartoon and Oh Yeah Cartoons. And Looney Tunes. And Disney's shorts from way back in
the typical SpongeBob formula. I have no idea what is. But for curiosity's sake, let's take a closer look. Each of these has a title sequence. This one shows our 2 main characters staring awkwardly at us as the apocalypse breaks out behind them. Almost like Mr. Magoo's shtick hasn't died out decades ago.
Dudley and Nestor
starts with them sitting
in
on a bus,
Do Nothing.
by some creepy twins.
Oh no, it's the Kodama twins. What do I can handle?
Wow, they actually got Richard Steve Mortz, the voice of Billy and Invader Zim.
Billy and Mandy, Invader Zim.
From another planet? You'd be so sorry, because we'd have superior intelligence and
You know, that actor who voiced Zim and Billy also did the voice of Daggett from Angry Beavers.
I noticed the art style. They look like cutouts with white edges over everything. Yeah, you're gonna notice very quickly that most of these have pretty terrible art. They are pilots, so I can excuse it, for the most part. This one, by the way, is actually one of the best animated. At least it has an interesting style. Something similar to what you'd see on Kablam. When they get to the space station,
Kablam? An old show on
drink allowed
Nickelodeon
outside.
with
So Dudley is forced to drink his entire giant soda.
this
Guess who
blue-haired
leads?
character named June?
Mr. Wizzy, Mr. Wizzy.
That's all I know what her name is.
Yeah,
June.
potty emergency. They run to find the bathroom. When they do, we learn that a meteor is heading towards the Earth. What follows is contrived coincidence on top of contrived coincidence. Dudley and Nestor enter the rocket thinking that
A
it's
rocket.
a bathroom. This makes Mission Control think that the crew is inside the rocket. They get launched into space, and then they act like jackasses. They ignore instructions deactivating autopilot, apparently dooming the Earth. Then they steal some spacesuits and accidentally launch a piece of their rocket at the asteroid. This flies it off course, and they get praised for ruining a $6 billion rocket. Hooray! If that one didn't seem so bad, don't worry. The worst is yet to come. I mean, how good could something called My Mom Married a Yeti possibly be? Not
My
bad.
Mom Married
It
a
starts
Yeti?
with some Photoshop corn and kids arguing at each other. Perfect way to pitch your show.
Why did I leave the woods? Why did I leave the woods? Why?
Porta the Cob. Oh, they're just
You know,
organ
one of the
hearts
toughest things
instead
about
of...
making a pilot, saving the best cards for the show's actual run, like a declaration of love. Unfortunately, this card is wasted. It doesn't exactly work when you don't know any of these people. We're 10 seconds in. I don't even know anyone's name. All I know is the concept. which is stupid, and the pretty bad animation.
Stupid.
It's like a 2D version of that movie, All of the Other Reindeer. We are immediately told that the Yeti and his wife will be chaperoning
All the
school
other
dance.
reindeer?
Wow,
You
this
mean
one
a
has absolutely
terrible
no sense of
Christmas short
pacing. I understand they've only
from
got 5
way
minutes,
back?
but you need to take your time, establish
I think it was in
characters and plot points.
2019.
The kids beg not to be embarrassed. Guess what happens? The Yeti crashes the car because comedy? What's the joke? Yetis shouldn't be allowed to drive?
Distance ourselves from Dad and look cool. We should be just fine.
There's an art to having a main
Ed,
character
Ed, and
character
Eddie.
work be understandable. One you've yet to learn, young one. Oh, and the other kid has a Canadian accent because Yeti. The Yeti starts stomping, and the
Canadian.
other kids seem to love it, seeing as how they're keeping that petrified expression. The Yeti takes the microphone and starts to confess his undying love for his wife because I have no idea. There was no prompting for this. Even if they were going for the her, Yetis make awkward parents too.
Hey, I'm Henrik Van Dance, mana.
Me no habla español.
Espanol.
We will dance now.
I'm just gonna go and call the cops. This makes me awkward to creepy more quickly than I was ready for. The Yeti sees them slow dancing, and that reminds him of being attacked by bears. Then in an attempt
Bears.
to save his children from his delusions, he starts beating up a bunch of kids and goes King Kong on the school. Why are we supposed to like this guy again?
I just want to point out that you're embarrassing us!
There were more structured ways that you could have that happen. Even taking away the Yeti shit, this is a typical story about parents embarrassing their kids at school. The Yeti gets shot with a blow dart, and this knocks the statue off of the school. The kids struggle to save him. They really do care for his life after he embarrassed them. Gag me. Through a series of random events, the statue gets launched into the school and destroys it.
I don't know if you children have noticed, but our family is a little different.
I thought you were going for there's nothing weird about your family despite having a Yeti for a father. Now the short makes even less sense. But that being said, our next entry is even more nonsensical. I have no clue what Basel Bag Zip is. It's probably the worst of these shorts on principle alone. The title sequence just says the title
Basel
once,
Bag
and the title from the
Zip.
city. Then we see a family watching a show called Basel Bag Zip. The host of it sounds way too much like Bill Cosby.
Bill-
Our dear friend and faithful mail carrier, lettersman, postalist,
That's Kevin Michael
And
Richardson.
apparently the family is moving to Basel Bag Zip because the father got a promotion. The older kid doesn't want to go, and so they get into an argument. Me no habla
Why is it
español.
Ja-
The
She
instructions
looks
to
like
get
she
to Basel
speaks
Bag Zip
Japanese.
are-
Think of something funky, count down from 3, then open the garage door.
How to get
That
to
Tom
Atlantis
Kenny?
and Atlanta Square Pantis made more sense than that. They open the garage door and they fly their minivan through the 60s until they magically appear at
The
Basel Bag Zip. And
60s?
Bill Cosby appears out of nowhere in the vehicle. He shows them their new home and their new neighbors.
the Baselbag zip code. 4001. Welcome to Baselbag zip code. It's cops, it's cops, it's cubits of fun.
Seriously, what the fuck is this? It's like an alien tried to make a cartoon, but his only experience with Earth animation was the Groovenians. Bill Cosby here gives them some musical instruments because potatoes.
Potatoes.
You know, it's generally a bad idea to have kids voicing kids, especially when the voice actor is only 3 years old. Anyway, he wants them to come up with a family theme song to go along with his theme song, and the older kid says that he wants to go home, mostly because wherever the fuck they are is totally insane. Later that night, Bill Cosby tries to talk to the son and tells him that he'll find a song if he looks in his heart. I don't know. Don't ask questions. We're almost done with this one.
Hey, Colin, it's me, Doug, the parrot. Hey, nice sneakers. Too bad they're getting dirty walking all over your dad's heart and all.
Oh, screw you. He didn't even tell his kid that he was moving until the last possible minute. You shouldn't be surprised if he was going to show some resistance. The talking parrot causes the son to forgive his father, and we see Bill Cosby creeping in on them. Sure you did. Oh, and Tom Kenny was in this.
Oh, Tom Kenny.
Fabulizers.
My favorite
In
voice
short,
actor.
Some reality show douchebags find kids who are confident in their self-worth and try to make them vain and conceited, while throwing them repeatedly into physical pain. Yeah, I kinda hate this one's guts. The Fabulizers start spying on some kid who
The
is almost like
Fabulizers.
himself, and for some reason they have a file on him.
Bill
Alrighty,
Kennedy.
This one is creepy. We have a Johnny Bravo wannabe, a Tony Drama
Johnny
wannabe,
Bravo
a Tony
wannabe.
wannabe, and a beaver. Just go with it.
A
The sneak on the
beaver,
kid named
Hunkio.
Bill, and the Johnny Bravo guy rips off his shirt because we haven't seen anything like that before.
Just like
Bill
Johnny
kills them for
Bravo
life, so
does
they
in
pretty
the,
much kidnap him.
back then.
Phil's not down with the kids of today. That's why we're gonna give him the classic full-on, fabulous flip, flop, and fly.
Trying too hard. Alert. Alert. Alert.
You know, if you want to be cool with the kids today, you might want to try being cool yourself. After some pointless shit, they decide to take Phil skateboarding off of a half-pipe straight out of the Fairly Odd Parents. And he's
Fairly
never
Odd
ridden a
Parents?
skateboard before. I bet you know where this is going.
You're no different than the rest of these extreme skaters. But you do have one thing that I bet none of those guys down there have. A song in your heart.
Oh God, no.
A song?
Twinkle, little star.
It's a kid's song.
I love this song. How I wonder what you are.
What?
Usually,
While singing,
nursery
he put him on
rhyme
a
to put
skateboard
kids
and
to
drops him
sleep.
down the ramp. He gets
Or
launched up into
babies.
space and ends up in a full body cast. They call this mission accomplished. 4 down, 7 to go. I know the show had 13 episodes, but our next one actually has 3 parts. And the funny thing
3
is,
parts?
the more of them that I saw, the less that I wanted to see. All Boys on to Run does is show how little any of these deserve to be full-fledged cartoons. It's horribly formulaic. All of the problems are caused by dancing, and all of the problems are solved by dancing. This stars 5 characters in a boy
Donnie?
band, and despite
Frankie?
them all looking different, I can't tell who is supposed to be who.
Ricky?
Anyway, they've gotten to be the biggest band in the world, despite them never having a live performance until now because they don't actually sing. They lip sync. During the performance, they sing their biggest hit single.
Now, my favorite boy band back in the 90s was Backstreet Boys.
Isn't it ironic?
And
However, their
NSYNC.
lip sync machine breaks, revealing them all to be a sham. The rest of these 3 parts is them on the run. They hide in a train. They hide in a diner. They hide in Canada. The only
Canada.
shows are them being blind to reality due to their fame.
The
as well.
second time
Something we've never
Canada
heard
has been
before.
mentioned.
A lot of these
2
raise questions
times.
that they don't want to answer. The only question this one raises is why this one got the 3 parts. With some of the others, Dudley and Nestor, for example, I can at least see them trying
Dudley
to
and
do.
Nestor.
Not with this piece of bland, repetitive shit. Too Many Robots falls into the category of having a creative idea and thinking that that excuses them from doing anything creative with it. It stars a little country girl named Digit, who moved in with her mad scientist uncle.
A robot?
Yeah, Digit sounds way too much like Apple Bloom and looks like a teenage
Apple
Bubbles from the
Bloom?
Powerpuff
You
Girls.
mean Michelle
So, country
Creeper,
girl
who
is
voiced
forced to
Apple
live with an
Bloom?
evil scientist family. That sounds brilliant. Instead of doing something with this, they decide to have a cliche, typical story about her getting ready for the school dance and trying to impress a boy. That's pretty much it. A conveyor gets her washed and dressed, barely with any attempts for jokes. Then she finds that her shoes have been oiled on by a robot dog. Then the evil scientist
Robot
gives
dog.
Digit an invention he calls shoes. You know, I could see this working if she was the kind of character who tried to use the inventions without permission. And because she recently moved in from the country, she wasn't very tech savvy. But because she doesn't want to use the inventions, it's like she's trying to keep the plot as cliche as possible. To get Digit to the dance, they use a transforming robot.
Robot, transform! Into a potato?
No.
Into a
This guy's
potato?
gonna be out of place in Family Guy. You're putting energy in the wrong place. You've got
Family
interesting
Guy.
ideas, but you're just not funny. At the dance, she ditches the robot outside, and he begins talking to a trash can.
If it was a
Because
car,
she's
it
supposed
would
to be
have
the
made
stupid
some
one.
sense.
She sees the boy that she has a crush on and clicks her heels together. All of a sudden, the evil shoes begin dancing like crazy. Then they launch her into the air.
There are too many paddle jumping robots!
Oh, she said the line. Oh,
She
cute.
said the
Robot sees
line.
her and comes in to try to save Apple Bloom. Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Get the shoes off of me!
¿Dónde está la basura, por favor?
Me no habla español. They managed to
Espanol
turn
again.
Shorty's shoes in a punch bowl, but the dance ends up ruined. She
3
has the robot
times
transform into a turntable and
Espanol
saves the dance.
was
Then she dances with her crush.
used.
Yay! Troy Ride is Meet Dave. No, really. 3 tiny aliens are piloting a human trying to get back to their home planet. Only here, they accidentally built the robot as a kid. It is the most uncreative of the shorts. If I will give it anything, it probably
Uncreative.
looks the best, but otherwise there's nothing to salvage here. The aliens think that an advertisement saying zero gravity shoes is true, and try to get the comic that contains the ad. Meanwhile, their arm is stuck up. This one's just boring. And now we get the only short that became an
She's
actual
out.
show. She's out. I'm not going to talk about it much here. I'll say that the actual pilots of the show that air on the Hub is much better, mostly because the redesigned
The
costume
Hub?
doesn't want to
That
make
was
me
before
bark.
it became
Also, in the shorty
Discovery
version,
Family,
Guy's best friend has
the
a
channel.
crush on She's Out. Yeah, it would have been awkward if they kept that in the actual show. Mascot Prep. Oh god, this one. This is another one that falls in the category of thinking that because it has a creative idea, it excuses them from doing anything creative with it. The only difference is that the idea for
Mascot Prep.
isn't creative. It's stupid. It's a school for the literal mascots of products. Basically take Food Fight and throw it in high school. It follows a new kid who
Food
gets
Fight?
bullied trying
The
to do an
movie?
assignment. He needs to create a jingle for his product, but he doesn't have a product, which is horribly confusing. Watching the short, everything else seems to suggest the mascots are automatically given a product to peddle. I mean, what do you think a cell phone is going to pitch?
And just so you know, this assignment will be half your grade for the entire semester.
Yes,
John
because all the kids
DiMaggio?
have the biggest assignment of the year right after orientation. I'm telling you, Food Fight the Animated Series. There's a loser kid named Germ. He's a slug who pitches toilet cleaner, and the new kid hits it off with him, and it all works out. Yippee! Where the fuck are these ideas coming from? On to the imperfect duplicates of Dodger Day.